Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What is the scariest thing you've ever seen? Maybe it was a horror movie that left you traumatized, or an experience you had when you were young that continues to haunt your dreams. Well, today I want to share the story of one girl's horrifying possession and the subsequent exorcisms she endured. This case is one of the most terrifying tales of possession and the church's involvement I've ever heard. So get ready, because this one hurts. I'm your host, and this is the most evil case file number 47, The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel. In July of 1975, a 23-year-old German woman named Anneliese Michel started to have seizures. According to her family, she would sometimes shake violently for up to 15 minutes at a time. She also claimed that she was having disturbing visions. Some days she saw demons around her house, and other days she saw them inside her body. Anneliese told her parents that she could feel the demons crawling under her skin. She was deeply disturbed by these visions and begged her parents to take her to the priest. So they took her to Father Arnold, the local priest who administered last rites, and blessed her with holy water, which seemed to help at first. But over the next few weeks, her symptoms came back. On September, Anneliese was taken to see another priest, Father Renz, who she had seen before for other issues. He listened to her claims of possessions, and gave her some religious articles to help her cope. However, he too failed to stop the visions. And as October rolled around, her symptoms got worse. Anneliese started acting out violently during her seizures. She scratched up walls, threw objects across the room, and bit people hard enough to draw blood. She was screaming and thrashing around so much that she broke bones in her feet, hands, and legs. Her parents became scared of her violent outbursts and stopped going into her room. At one point, she picked up a statue of Jesus Christ and flung it against the wall. It hit the cross-shaped gash in the wall and shattered. Anneliese's parents tried to hide the fact that their daughter was possessed from the outside world. But eventually, her sister came into town, and they couldn't keep it a secret any longer. Her sister and brother-in-law helped care for Anneliese, while her parents went to work. They watched as Anneliese contorted her face and screamed at the top of her lungs. One time while they were there, Anneliese threw herself down a flight of stairs. When they rushed to her side, she looked up at them and said, "You don't believe it, do you? Come on, I'll show you." Then she jumped back up the stairs, like nothing had happened. Her sister and brother-in-law were terrified of what they were witnessing, but they knew they needed to get help. So they took Anneliese to see yet another priest, Father Albert Farrell. Father Farrell visited Anneliese over the course of 3 months, talking to her about her visions. During his visits, he asked her questions and documented her answers. He wrote that she told him the demons inside her wanted to be released. She said she heard the demons laughing inside of her. Sometimes they made her move parts of her body and speak in different voices. Those voices also told her to harm herself. One day, she showed him self-inflicted wounds that looked like claw marks. She explained that she did them herself by digging her fingernails into her skin. The voice inside her told her to do it. Another time she asked Father Farrell to look at her tongue. He said it was swollen and dark, like a bullfrog's tongue. He continued to question Anneliese and document her strange behavior. And on March 14, 1976, he noted that she hadn't eaten anything for 6 weeks. All the food she was given either fell out of her mouth or she spit it out. That entry ended with Father Farrell writing, "The battle rages." Anneliese's condition continued to decline, and she wasted away. Her bones stuck out of her skin, and she became so thin she looked like a concentration camp victim. Over the next 2 years, Anneliese had 67 exorcism rituals performed by various priests. including Father Farrell and her own priest, Joseph Langan. Langan was actually sent to investigate Anneliese's claim of possessions after her death, but we'll get to that later. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese had her last exorcism. By this time, her entire family believed she was possessed. They watched as the demon inside her caused her body to jerk around violently. The priests prayed over her, reading scripture and commanding the demons inside her to leave. As the ceremony came to an end, Anneliese suddenly became calm. The demon was gone. But unfortunately, the peace didn't last long. Later that day, she had another seizure. Her eyes rolled back in her head and she foamed at the mouth. Her parents tried to feed her broth, but she spit it out. That night, she had a massive convulsion and never woke up. In the morning, her parents went to check on her and found that she had died sometime in the night. She was lying on her right side, with her head resting on her arm. Her face was frozen in a snarl and her eyes wide open. She had starved to death. After Anneliese's death, her parents and the 4 priests involved in her exorcisms were charged with negligent homicide. The prosecution argued that they should have known that withholding food and water would kill Anneliese. Instead of taking her to the hospital, they watched as she slowly wasted away. The defense argued that since they believed Anneliese was possessed, they were trying to save her soul. They weren't trying to hurt her. This case made headlines all over the world. Newspapers and magazines ran stories about the 67 exorcisms that were performed on the young woman. Some people thought it was proof that possessions were real. Others thought it was crazy that someone would allow another person to starve themselves to death. After hearing the evidence, the jury agreed with the prosecution. 2 of the priests, Father Farrell and Langan, were put on trial. The judge suspended their sentences and they avoided jail time. The parents, however, weren't so lucky. They were sentenced to 5 years in prison, but only served about a year before they were released. Over the years, the case has inspired many books, documentaries, and movies. One of the most popular was The Exorcism of Emily Rose, starring Jennifer Carpenter and Tom Wilkinson. The movie is based on the case, but the names of the characters and some details are changed. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to Anneliese? Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for more creepypasta and other scary stories.